Joined in studio today by Edward Weinstein, the WCTC legal analyst. So just walk me through it if you could, Edward. Let's say you get an email, a phone call from someone who wants to maybe just sit down and sort of tell their story to you and maybe explore what's in their best interest and for the interest of their children. What's the process typically?
These folks will come to the office. Step one is one of my assistants will just get the basic information, how long you're married, are there children, do you own real estate, financial issues, and have you been to court before? Has this been a roller coaster? Some people are just thinking about it, so they just want to get information. And some people they're there ready to roll.
Yeah.
And other people are there with, I just got served these papers and I want it to stop. And I have the unfortunate conversation of telling them that it takes two to tango. And I think she's done dancing, brother.
Wow. So wait. Let me understand this. So you have people that come to you that have been served divorce papers kind of out of the blue as far as they knew.
Yes.
And they come to you and say, what is this? What can you do about this? Put an end to this.
Unless
she
wants to reconcile, which I promote. I've said to plenty of people, hopefully I never see you again. But if you need me, you're in good hands, and I'll protect your children. I'll protect you and help you move on. And another thing I do, especially throughout the process to the best of my ability, is in the most tactful, diplomatic way possible, try to maintain my levity. I have a good sense of humor and so forth. Something I take pride in is people walk in, they're a nervous wreck. An hour later, they're walking out laughing with me, patting me on the back, making them feel better. Part of it, I've got a million of them. I'm a funny guy.
Yeah.
But also, I do my job, and FDR said, fear of the unknown. That's what's really scary. Once after, depending on the complexities, within a half hour to an hour, they know divorce from beginning to end, and I'm straight with everybody. I take great pride in that, where some lawyers aren't that way.
Yeah.
Some lawyers give all these unrealistic expectations, and then you're all this money later. Oh, who knew?
So for you, it's like, okay, first this will happen, then we can get to this phase, then we'll go here, and then by 12, 24 months, we'll be here.
Exactly.
That's kind of just kind of walk it through it. No surprises. This is how it works.
Precisely.
How would you rate New Jersey's divorce laws compared to the rest of the country? Is it easier, tougher? Is there any real difference?
Well, a couple comments off the top of my head. Number one, we, meaning those of us attorneys who primarily focus on this practice area, were very happy just a few years ago. The legislature passed Irreconcilable Differences because before you couldn't.
That was not grounds for a divorce.
Correct.
Really?
Not in this state. In most states it was. Some people, they want, adultery and they want it all nasty and so forth. But some people, no. They don't want to set the tone off nasty, or sometimes it's a sad divorce, not a mad divorce. But a common one was extreme mental cruelty. And people would say, I don't want it to say that. But there weren't many options for the lawyer to go. That was the nicest one out there.
Yeah.
All the other ones is he's a drug addict, or won't have sex with me, or there's a million of them.
Right.
But well, not a million of them, but they get worse, not better.
Yeah.
So that's an example, and something you raised earlier, Bert. Without question, fathers' rights have gotten much better in this state. Just in the course of my 16-year career, but obviously I study the trends. And it's another thing I take a lot of pride in, and it sounds cliche, but certainly I'm book smart. I know this area of the law inside and out. It's all I do. But something that I think has certainly elevated my lawyering skills is I look at the human dynamic.
Yeah.
I was talking to a fellow yesterday. He said everything was fine, and we had a total agreement. She was a gal, and she was going to remove the children in South Carolina, which you can only do with consent.
Okay.
That's easy. Or a trial, which is a riot. Everything was fine, and she says, and all of a sudden now he's going crazy. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Does he have a new girlfriend? She said, yeah. How do you know that? I said, because I know what I'm doing. I said, because I see how these things go down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes steps have a great help calm the person and think rationally. But other people, look, you have a relationship with someone. When the day's said and done, the two of you know what went down between the two of you. And you could share everything with the new significant other in your life, but they don't really know. And therefore, they're convinced you're getting screwed no matter what the deal is.
Of course.
And another way I put it to other people is you could say, hey, Ed Weinstein, screw you. Am I happy about it? No.
No, but
I'm not going to freak out.
It comes with the territory, I would think.
Right. But if my mom was sitting next to me, right. Hey, Mrs. Weinstein, screw you.
Yeah.
Now it's not nice, Eddie, that you guys are enjoying right now. I'm going to get mad, but you appreciate the analogy. If I'm the new guy and it's my girlfriend who's getting divorced because I love her so much, I'm convinced she's getting screwed even if she isn't.
Of course, yeah. It's human nature.
Right. But something I tell all my clients, you have a fair deal when everybody walks away equally unhappy. It's a divorce. Yeah. Let's protect your kids. We'll do your best to protect you financially so you can move on and be happy again.
Right.
Win-win is when the two people truly put their, because obviously there's hurt feelings, there's hard feelings. Someone who I know very well sees his little girl every single day, and they've been divorced for years. Every single day, even if it's only 15 minutes and a kiss and a slice of pizza or what have you, that's the best case scenario.